Hello there, it's the Honest Fago again here, and I hope you're all well. And my name's Emily Payne, by the way, and if you're new to my channel, I am a sex worker. I'm here to tell you how it is for the sex worker, from my point of view, and about real sex work, not the stuff you see on the television and in books and all that rubbish. Rubbish. I'm going to give you it from the horse's mouth. I am that horse. Now, this video, by the way, please subscribe. I've got over 100 subscribers now, so please subscribe, like, share, if you please. Thank you very much. And today's video is about lovely pink jumpers. No, it's not about lovely pink jumpers. It is about a common attitude that I see in a lot of clients. Sometimes it's really overt, sometimes a little bit more covert, but it's there in a lot of clients. And if you scratch the surface, they'll display this attitude. Now, this video was provoked by a client I saw a couple of days ago. Really typical appointment, half-hour booking in call. Mr. Average, totally typical, nothing to report on the actual appointment. It was all very run of the mill. But he did come out with these attitudes, and I just thought I'd do a video on them because they are so common. And I find this attitude really distasteful and nasty. There's a touch of nastiness to it. And that is when sometimes I ask clients, or we get talking about other sex workers that they've seen. Because like I think I've said in a lot of videos, there's a lot of chat. People obsess over the sex as if we're just having sex the whole appointment. But they're just average men. They're not sex machines. Like I've said, they're just your husband and your brother and your dad and your son. And there's chat. You chat a lot. You get talking a lot. Even in a half-hour job. But as I'm giving them these massage, I normally start off with a massage to kill time. You're talking. And people always seem to find that sort of gigglesome or weird. And you think, well, we're two people thrown together. What we're going to do? Just sit in utter silence, staring at each other. So there's chat. So sometimes you get talking about other sex workers. They've seen other experiences they've had. And sometimes I'll say, oh, do you see a lot of, does this like your first time seeing a sex worker, or do you see a lot of them, just sort of chit chat, small talk. And yes, they usually have seen other sex workers, but this attitude then comes out. And this particular client just exemplified it. And he was saying how he doesn't see, he was saying, you seem quite chatty. You've got a bit of patter and chat. Because I've seen some that are dead miserable. I've seen some that are like dead quiet and miserable. And I thought, I wonder why. I don't understand why it doesn't cross a lot of clients' minds, or people in general, that sex work, being a sex worker, is no little girl's dream, right? I didn't dream of being a sex worker when I was 8, right? I've ended up doing this. My life's gone wrong. That's why I'm a sex worker approaching 51, right? And I'm not asking for violins and tears and sympathy for that. That's just a fact. Right, this never seems to cross their mind. I thought, I wonder why they're quiet and seem miserable. Possibly because they are. Because they're selling their fanny to you and everybody else who comes along. It's nobody's dream, right? And there probably will be sex workers who claim, oh, I knew a sex worker once, years ago, at the agency that I worked for, and she claimed, oh yeah, I used to fantasize about being a sex worker when I was a little girl. I found out about sex work and I thought, right, your childhood was effed up. Right? Because that ain't a healthy thing to think. She was saying it as if like, isn't this great? And now I've ended up as an escort, selling it to all and sundry. I just thought, well, what was wrong with your childhood? Why on earth were sex workers even in your consciousness when you were 8? Something's gone wrong there. But she was kind of saying it as a, da-da, look, and I've achieved my goal. Anyway, it's not normal for this to be your dream. It's nobody's dream. And like I say, if they're all sex workers screaming at the screen now, saying, well, it was my dream and I love doing it, I don't really care. I think you're deluded. I think there's obviously something gone wrong in your life to want and enjoy being a sex worker, right? Because there's harsh realities about this job that none of us can escape, that you can't enjoy. You literally can't enjoy. I had my tongue stuck up an old man's arsehole for 10 minutes yesterday. Well, I broke it down into 2 5-minute stints, to be fair, because I've got Rimmer's tongue today. You know, a little sore patch under my tongue. You know, that little bit, because your teeth are rubbing. You've got to really stick your tongue out when you're rimming. And so your teeth rub on that thing under your tongue. And that's the reality of the job. You know what I mean? With your head shoved up an old man's crack. Who loves that? Who finds that empowering? It's bullshit, man. Bullshit. So what this fella was talking about, and then I don't go and see the Thai ones. Like they're just like a homogenous mass of Thai prostitutes. I can't remember why. And Romanian and like foreign girls. It's all very transactional. I thought, yeah, that's because it's a transaction, mate. And I thought, well, I don't know much about East European women coming over here and stuff. And I thought, hasn't it crossed your mind that they're possibly trafficked? That they don't actually want to be here. Or they certainly don't want to be here sniffing your ball sack. Do you know what I mean? That never crossed your mind. This is what I mean. It's like the clients never seem to look at their behaviour, that they are encouraging all of this stuff. They are encouraging the trafficking. They are encouraging the misery because they want to get their balls wet, and they don't want to go to the bother of waiting for someone who actually fancies them, because that's all too precarious. That could take months and months and months to find someone to chat them up and to, you know, take them out and to build up a relationship, and then she may or may not want to have sex with you, and that's all been a big waste of time, hasn't it? You might as well just bung somebody money. And that shuts them up. They should then put a smile on their face. The thing of it is transactional. That's the thing. And that woman knows it's God does she know it's transactional. And so do you. So you should, to me, but it's not transactional, is it? You're not buying a car. You're not buying an inanimate object. You're not buying a thing. You can't get away from the fact that this is a human being that you are buying. Right? And I'm sorry to these clients if that is such an inconvenience to you. And they've actually got feelings and a personality and a history and a sadness and all the rest of it. I'm really sorry that maybe gives you a bit of the droop. Well, it probably doesn't give you the droop. I don't think I wonder what would give you the droop if that doesn't give you the droop. But it's not. It's transactional and not transactional. I'm a human being. The sex workers are all human beings, and I'm not saying a sex worker's never done anything wrong or they're all angels, but knows everybody else in any other profession. In any other profession, nobody's all angels or all devils or all this. We're all different. Everybody in every profession is different. We're all individual human beings. So sorry that you spoilt your experience by being a bit miserable or a bit quiet, or, you know, some sex workers I've known are really nervous when they're. I'm not. I haven't been nervous since about 1981. But do you know what I mean? They're scared. They don't want you to fuck them. But that doesn't seem to cross these men's minds. Well, they've paid. That's their attitude. Well, they've paid, so they should do their job. They should be what I want them to be. Well, that's a lovely attitude, that, to have to another human being that you're going to stick your cock in. I'll give you money, then I can stick my finger up your fanny. That means I can now stick my finger up your fanny because I've handed you money. And I know I do find it. I feel like people are going to be screaming at the screen, "You're such a hypocrite. You're doing it. You're perpetuating it." Yeah, no, but I am conflicted. I'm trying these videos. I'm trying to show you that I'm just a human being, like everybody is. We're all just muddling through, and I'm conflicted about what I do. I want men to book us because I want their money, but I hate their guts a lot of the time. And I think what they're doing is creepy and harmful to women, harmful to womankind. So yeah, I'm not proud of that. But I'm also stuck in my life situation, which I have gone in, I've explained a little bit in these videos. So like most situations, as I've said, they're just a mess, a jumble. They're a mess. And you try and get through as best you can. But these men have this attitude as if they're like connoisseurs, sexual connoisseurs. I thought, if you're so shit hot, you'd have women giving it to you for free, man, pet. Do you know what I mean? He's lying there like fat, just Mr. Average. Mr. wouldn't look at him twice, wouldn't look at him once walking down the street. Now wrong with that, but that's what he was. He was fat, he was covered in eczema. And he had an attitude of like, I want them to put a smile on their face. I want them to put a smile on their face if I'm paying. Isn't that a horrible attitude? That's a human being. And is there not maybe the reason why they haven't got a smile on their face, mate? Well, I'm provoking debate. I don't say I'm right. I'm open to having my mind changed on these. I won't change my mind on this particular subject. I'm right, but I'm provoking debate in all this, getting people thinking. That's what I'm trying to do. I've got a lot of time on my hands. So that's my video for today. Have a nice day. Goodbye.